As I've gotten older and family responsibilities have started to take over, work has increased, and my time seems more stretched sometimes than ever. I have a really hard time relating to a lot of the content that I'm seeing online, specifically, workout content or time management content or even motivational content that is supposed to kind of get you going. At 40 years old, I'm finding it not only difficult sometimes to relate, but I sometimes question how authentic it is, either A, from the video itself, or B, how it would even relate to my life. One of the often things that you see is we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And while that is true, if you're going to tell me that I just need to knuckle down and work harder to achieve, the perfect body or the better career or all these skills because I'm just not willing it enough, well, how does that work in a day where, for instance, at 11:30 at night, one of my sons wakes up with a nosebleed? Where the other day at 2:30 in the morning, my son woke up because he couldn't breathe out of his nose and it was bothering him and frustrating the way he slept. And then obviously I couldn't get back to sleep for at least another 2 hours. So while the motivation will be get those 7 hours of sleep, make sure that you get this every day, sometimes that's not reality. I know for me, yeah, I try to do my best, but that doesn't mean that I'm always going to be able to be in optimal conditions. It's one of the reasons why I've kind of started to move away from that motivational content, or even started to look at some of the videos with not necessarily skepticism, but this really isn't for me. It doesn't fit my lifestyle. But one thing I have started to do, and I found it unbelievably rewarding, and if you're in my boat in your 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe beyond, maybe younger, where you're busy, you're not necessarily relating to a lot of the things that you're seeing, is look for individuals in real life that are doing it. And I'll give you a couple examples of what I mean and why I find them inspirational and how I feel that's so much better than motivation. I have a friend, he works the night shift. He works till I think about 6 or 7 in the morning, literally gets off of work, comes straight to the gym and works out. Not because it's the thing that he wants to do the absolute most, but because he knows he has to do that. It doesn't matter that he's tired. He knows he has to do that for himself and his family. That's inspiring. The mom who gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go running because running is important to her, and she made a promise to herself that she was not going to give in and she was going to set an example. That's goddamn inspiring. What about the 65, 70-year-old woman who's going to the gym for the very first time despite being intimidated, despite never doing it before, but wants to learn how to lift weights so she can live a better life? I find that inspiring. So what I've started to do is look for those individuals that are doing that every day. And let me tell you something. They're in every aspect of our lives. We sometimes don't know because maybe they don't broadcast it. Maybe it's not something that they shout from the rooftops, but they're all there. There's plenty of people that have always been pushing and doing the best for themselves, and that's inspirational. Motivation will come, it'll go. But if you see somebody who's actually doing it, who's actually living the life, moving forward, whether that's getting up early like some writers will do and work for 2 hours before the world wakes up because they're actually doing it. I'll always remember my mom getting up and either trying to run before work, which never really happened, but she would immediately go to the gym after work despite working all day and being tired. Or my dad making time to go to Taekwondo because as he got older, it was something that he always promised himself. And now he's a several degree black belt. That's inspirational. That's something that we should look for more. Not the gym bro content or the other stuff that you see online where it's like, you just need to work harder. No, you need to find better inspiration and see how they do it and try to fit it into your life. That is authentic. That's real. That's why it resonates more. Because a lot of the stuff that you're seeing online, it's just curated. Why do you think I purposely make sure that you see my actual office at home? Because it's not a curated. This is real. This is where I do my work for regular work. This is where I write my journal. This is sometimes where I talk to my kids. This is real. So find the real. Find the people who are really doing it. Because let me tell you something, inspiration will beat motivation every day of the week. It's one of the reasons why sometimes when I'm tired or sore, I'll still go to the gym. Because I know some of my friends will be there. And it's not just my gym that has those people, they're everywhere. Just find them. Sometimes they're the nicest people ever. Look for inspiration. What you want is out there, and other people are doing it. Go for it.